Hello viewers, my name is Engineer Emwe Robert. Welcome to iTech Engineering. To like and subscribe for more videos. Thank you. Okay, so first and foremost, let's go to the Siemens Semantic Manager environment. You open the Semantic Manager, subscribe and like our YouTube channel for more videos on automation. You open the Semantic Manager and it will ask you to bring a dialog box that said New Project Wizard dialog box. Now, if you want the wizard to create a new project for you, you can use here. But in our own case, we want to create our project by ourselves. We have to close this dialog box. And then we go on the Semantic Manager environment. When you open the Semantic Manager environment, it will display to you the last program that you just did. This is the last program that we did. It will display for you. But in those projects, we are going to see how we can create our own program and then also configure the PLC to also match with the program. Okay, now, so let's go to our file. When you go to file, you see a drop-down menu. The menu we have new, we have the new project wizard, open multi-projects. There are a lot of options that you can see, and if you come down there, you see the list of other projects that have been created already. So now we want to create a new project. So we go to new, we click new. A dialog box will open. This dialog box will require you to state the name of the project here. So here you come to the name and then of the project. So let's create a name for this project. We have configuration. First, let's say configure tests. That is the name that we've given to the project. And here you can choose, this is the type of the project. You click, now we use the project here. And now this browse option will give you the location that you want to store the project you're about to save. But let's leave it at this location. So we now click on OK. OK. When you click on OK, you see the name that you give the project as shown here. And you also take up here, you have the name of the project, also indicating a config test project. So now, here we have to insert, we need to insert we have to insert our workstation. So we come to insert station. These are the semantic manager station that you need to insert to this the project that you are creating. Now, for you to insert this, you have to physically access the semantic workstation that is supplied to you. Is it semantic 400 that you want to use? Is it semantic 300 that is supplied for you to use, or semantic H? In this project, okay, let's use semantic station 300. When you open semantic station 300, you discover that there's a plus sign attached here. And then if you come here to click the plus sign, the semantic manager 300 will show you. So now you can change the name of this semantic manager. You can change the name of this semantic manager. You right click here, you say rename. Okay, let's call it PLC1. Okay. So you notice that we have an archway. Immediately you've inputted or you create your substation. And then when you click it, you see you have the archway here. It's from this hardware that we now use to configure the PLC. You have to physically access the PLC in terms of the the input and the output that came with it so that you can use to do what to configure your PLC. Now let's click on the archway, go to the PLC configuration area. This is the PLC configuration area. PLC configuration area. Yeah, here we have for all Simatic 300 PLC that we have selected for this project, we have the appropriate tools that we can use to configure it at this point. So the first thing we do in this configuration, PLC configuration area, is that we have to insert the rack. We come here PLC 300. Okay, we say rack for PLC 300. Now you come here, insert the rail. The rail will show you. Now the rail is the place where all your PLC hardware will be installed. Physically, you know that from the first rail to the second rail to the third rail. So it's the same way that you're going to configure your PLC in the software. So we first place the rail, and on the rail number one, which happens to be the first component that needs to come in the configuration of the PLC, has to be the power. So we come to the power module, we open the box, the folder, and here we have the list of power. Now you have to physically access the power that came with the PLC, and then you select based on that. Here we have, these are the details. So you compare these details to the details that come with the power. So we select this. Immediately you double click, it will move to number one, which is the place that you highlighted. Now the next one is the CPU. The CPU that came with the Siemens 300. So we click the folder for the CPU, for the configuration of the CPU, and then you have to physically access the CPU. And then let's say the CPU that comes with CPU is 313C2VP. In our next video, we'll have to take time to explain all this that is attached to it. We have the IFM, we have the 2DP, we have the PN, the DP, like what is it for? And then so we can really know if we want to do a project, the CPU that is suitable for our project, and then what is the kind of project. So for the sake of this configuration, let's check, and then we pick the CPU 313C2P, and then you have to check, these are the details of the CPU, and then if you double click here, CPU suppose it's at number 2 of the rail, it will ask you the address. Now our CPU have 2 address, so you say okay, you will see that the CPU has come. So you cannot move CPU to place in number 1. No, the first thing that you're supposed to place in your rack is the power, followed by the CPU. Now the third thing, the third space in your rack, it's nothing is supposed to be there. It's an empty slot. So in the program here, we have to leave number 3 in our rail empty while we start the configuration of the digital input and output from number 4 and 5. And number four is where we need to input our digital input and output 4. So we come to this SM folder, and then we have a digital input. So you still have to check with what you have on ground, and then to match with the input that you select. So let's say we click here, and when you click, you come down where you see the details of the digital input being displayed here. So when you click here, you now double click, and now you see that the digital input moving. Now this input range from address bit 0 to 1. So we can address it as 0.1, 0.2, 0.3, 0.4, 0.5, 1.0, 1.1, and so on and so forth. It's a 16-bit address. So we now look for the digital output, and here we have the digital output. So the digital output will come in number 5, and then you click here, you also see the details of the input here, And when you double click, it will move, and so on. So this is how you do what? You configure your PLC, you set up based on what you have on site. So after all this configuration, you have to save it. When you save it, your PLC has been successfully configured. Now we need to download it into a simulation module, or if you have in your plant, you should have the PLC physically there in your panel. So for you to download it, you now click here to download. But since this is a test version and we don't have any PLC connected here, if we click here, it will bring an yes, it will bring an error message if we want to download. Let's look at this. To bring an error message if we want to download, because the PLC is not physically connected. The cable is not yet, the MPI cable is not connected to the PLC on site. So now what do we do? Because we are going to use this, so we have to create a simulation PLC. For you to do that, you go back to your schematic manager environment, and then in the schematic manager environment, you click on the option. You say set PG to PC interface. It opened, and then you select your PLC SIM MPI. You click there. Then you say OK. After clicking OK, you now move to the simulation icon and you powered it on. You now see your SIM environment will come up. Then you have to pin this down. You pin it down so that when you interface between your PLC configuration environment and your schematic environment, it will still be available for you to do what you need to do. So we have pinned it down, successfully pinned it down now. So we have to go and download our PLC configuration download our configuration into the PLC. This is the PLC now. So we try to download. Let's see what will happen. A dialog box came. Say unable to reach the model CPU 31C. That means via the online interface, there's a challenge, there's a failure in it to communicate. So we now come to our simulation module and check what should be the problem. When we come here, we now see that our selection in the simulation, online simulation, was not correct. So we now move to the MPI, PLC SIM MPI selection. We select that and we come again and we click OK. We will try this. It will show you over which session address is programming. You check the number of addresses that you have in your PLC. Yeah, here we have just 2 addresses. So you select that and you click OK, and then successfully it has been downloaded. Okay, it has been downloaded into it. So you can see the display here in the PLC online simulation. We have PLC1, which is the name of the PLC, the name that we gave to the PLC, and this is the PLC, the CPU that we use. So it has been successfully downloaded. So at this point, the PLC is configured and download for your operation. Okay, so briefly, we can go to the schematic manager environment. Let's test one program and see to confirm if the PLC is successfully downloaded. Now, we come here. Now, for you to confirm that, you have to click on, there will be a plus sign there. You click on the plus sign, you see the CPU that you pick. You click on the plus sign, you see the 7 program. When you click here, you see the blocks. Then when you click here, you see the OP1. OP1 give you an environment that you can create your programs. It's a working environment for step 7, where you create your programs, where you try, where you simulate, where you do the programming itself. So let's open it, and then we create a simple program to test the CPU that we have just configured. Okay, so now a dialog box will come out, and then we choose ladder, which is the programming language that we have to use. There are other programming language here that we can use. Yes, so but we are going to concentrate on the LAD programming language. And then we click on the OK. When you click the OK, this is the stage. This is the working environment for you to write your programs. This is step 7 working environment, where you write your programs. Okay. So let's just test what program. Let's do online test with the CPU that we have just created to confirm if our CPU is successfully configured or not. We come here, we insert open contact. We come here, we also insert a coil, and then we address it. It's an input. Addressing an input, you start with I 0.0. Let's call it like that. We give that input address. For your output, we say Q 4.0. Okay, now this is a simple program that has been created. So let's test it in our CPU. First, we have to save it. We save the program. When we save it, we download it to the CPU. So now, for you to do an online monitoring of the program, we click on this. So let's check. If we press the push button, and then if we release our hand on the push button, so that means our CPU has been successfully configured. Our PLC has been successfully configured. Thank you for watching. Follow this channel for more videos on automation. Thank you.